filthiest episode of Trash Talk. Welcome back, all you degenerate, maggot, pus-loving pieces of shit, trash bag, dog shit, garbage-loving,
Did you just turn into Chevy Chase from Christmas Vacation?
Sounds like it.
We're watching Hobo Fuckfest 27. No, we're watching Street Trash, and dear God, why did I have to find out this is a whole subgenre?
The body melt?
Yes.
Oh, body melt is for sure. I mean, like body horror in general. Like, it's one of my favorite parts of horror.
Yeah.
Body horror is different, but body melt, this is a whole nother subgenre.
I mean, yeah, we're like Tetsu Iron Man. You have a drill for a wiener, and this one you just have face melting.
Man, this is the way they do it in this though is like great. I love it. I just love the colors and the effects and all that. It's very Trauma-esque, but it's not a Trauma film.
Sure. No.
It reminds me of Combat Shock a lot in most parts, but yeah, I enjoyed the pretty simple story. So
the budget feels a little bit better than a Trauma movie, and it seems like it's shot a little bit better than a Trauma movie, but you know what you're getting into in the first seconds of the movie before the credits even roll. You have a hobo that sneaks into a liquor store and a guy farts in his mouth. That's like the opening of the movie.
And then we get a chase scene for like a good 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Listen, I'll take a chase scene any day over Dick Hot Potato. Any day. Any day.
This movie feels like the person had like a bunch of funny ideas and just threw them into this movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, you could say that with a lot of our stuff. Velocipaster, for sure. But
hey, those ninjas fit right in, okay?
Yeah. The Ninja Academy in like Vermont or whatever it was.
What I love about this movie is it doesn't shy away from who it is or what it is, because we get one of the best scenes in the movie very, very early on.
Yes. Iconic.
Yeah. Is this one of the clips that we're gonna show?
Yeah. Okay. So should we preference these? Like, if you're disgusted by things, probably don't watch this episode.
Simple plot. They find some kind of hidden box of liquor called Viper juice or whatever, and he starts selling it out of the liquor store, and anyone who drinks it just literally disintegrates into mush.
Instantly.
Like it barely hits their lips, and that's if I had a gripe, like whatever, like I just think it's like a little ridiculous because they're like,
I have a few gripes in this movie, one in particular later on involving a woman in a red dress. But that's pretty rough.
See, that's what I'm saying is like it's that part didn't fit in the movie. Like there's a lot of things that don't fit the movie. It's just that they happen because the person probably thought it was amusing or whatever. So let's go ahead and break down this kill right here. I love the fact that he goes in the house and he he opens the door, but there's no building. It's just an open
and the bricks crumble.
Yeah. And so this poor guy is just
of all the places he decides to drink his liquor to, it's on a dilapidated toilet.
Well, if you notice, like, and it started to bug me towards the end, but everybody's either sitting down or against a wall, or like to make the effects work. That's right. The way it had to kind of be.
I didn't mind because the effects were so gross that I couldn't even pay attention. This movie was one step away from having someone eat shit.
But I mean, it is a big toilet, but it kind of looks normal too. Like I just think the special effects is really done good. Like for what they were trying to accomplish, I think they won. Like
it's like this shot though. And there's a few times in the movie where like people get completely melted down to nothing. And the last bit that we see looks like this kind of like rubber face just kind of moving with this like these neon colors splashed all over the place. But there's nothing more. I felt disgusted watching this whole movie because it's not a movie. It would be different if it was a movie about that like liquor getting distributed, like the stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Like the stuff. That's, you're dealing with a little bit higher class of people, it's in suburbia, but they took the stuff and they put it in a dumpster and like and everybody is homeless, covered in dirt, covered in shit. They're all like, there's everything from like every single thing that would never fly nowadays happens in this movie. There's slurs. There's rape. It's left and right. This is the worst town to live in ever. And there's like one young guy who's like redeemable in this movie. One young guy and one Asian lady. That's it.
Yeah. It's a very Grindhouse themed film. It hits pretty much everything you would see in the Grindhouse stuff from like the 70s, 80s. And so on.
Yeah, it's nasty as hell. But there's one guy who's like the leader of all the homeless people, and you know what I thought of instantly is like back whenever I used to watch The Walking Dead, there was a season where they introduced these garbage people, and there was a woman who had like really short hair, and she was the leader of the garbage people, and it looked just like the homeless guy's girlfriend, the like Vietnam girl, or the Vietnam guy who is completely obsessed with Vietnam, but also he has an obsession with the Asian lady who helps run the junkyard.
Yeah. I don't know if he saw her as an enemy or if he's just kind of crushing on her or what it is, but
I think it's one of those things where he doesn't want to like her, but he does, like because of his time in Vietnam.
Yeah.
He looks like I can't remember who it is. He looks like
Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds.
Yes. Like
he looks just like Ogre. Guy. Yeah.
Nerds.
Yeah. Uh-oh. All right.
So, did you lose me?
There you are.
I'm back.
2 seconds. Okay. All right. Yeah, this movie never has a title been more accurate than
S'more accurate, and that
S'mores
makes sense
accurate
because s'mores are gooey and nasty, and they're the worst dessert. They're the nastiest dessert. It makes sense. It fits for sure. I'm going to give it to you.
Well, we're going to not talk about anything disgusting because we're going to tell you all about Bride of FrankenCon, and we're going to take a break, and you're going to learn what's going to happen next year. So we will be right back after these messages.
Joe Bob returns to East Tennessee for 2 events over a 3-day extravaganza brought to you by FrankenCon and Orbit DVD. Starting with How Redneck Saved Hollywood. Spend a fast and furious 2 hours with America's drive-in movie critic as he uses over 200 clips and stills to review the history of rednecks in American cinema as told through classics of both Grindhouse and mainstream movies. A separate ticketed event taking place the day before Bride of FrankenCon on Thursday, June 8th. With the exception of FrankenCon Super VIP ticket holders who get the first 2 rows to How Redneck Saved Hollywood and a ticket to Bride of FrankenCon Horror Convention taking place on Friday, June 9th and Saturday, June 10th, with additional perks like first 2 rows to all screening activities, panels, as well as early access to Bride of FrankenCon, a custom t-shirt, merch, and much more. FrankenCon exploded on the scene in 2022. In 2023, it's a whole new world of cons and monsters, as Bride of FrankenCon is set to be the biggest horror convention in Tennessee, with superstars from some of the biggest horror franchises of all time, directors, cult legends, film screenings, live commentaries, panels, vendors, and much more. And joining Joe Bob is the one and only Darcy the Mail Girl. Be on the lookout for announcements throughout the year and visit us at FrankenConTN.com and FrankenConTN on Facebook and Instagram. Super VIP tickets go on sale Friday, July 29th. This ticket is the only ticket that gets you in the door for both How Redneck Saved Hollywood event and Bride of FrankenCon. For more info and tickets, visit us at frankencontn.com.
And don't even think about trying to get super VIP tickets because they're already gone. Sold out, but that's okay because we're going to have VIP and general admission that'll go on sale in September, October. It's important to remember, guys, we're building up. This is our second year taking place at the Knoxville Hilton. That's right. 2 events over the course of 3 days. How Redneck Save Hollywood on June 8th, 2023, and Bride of FrankenCon June 9th and 10th. We're already going to be starting to announce names very soon. We've announced Carl Gabriel York from Cannibal Holocaust, who played who was the character of Alan Yates. Rare appearance by him.
Love it.
Yeah. And we're going to be bringing in a lot of directors and creators too. And one of them is one of the most popular kind of like culty directors of all time, essentially. I mean, he's up there, and that's Donald Farmer.
He did a ton of shot-on-demand stuff in the 90s and still does things like Shark Exorcist and Debbie Does Demons, which is currently being filmed.
Yes. So I want you to go to FrankenCon TN. That's on Facebook and Instagram. And you can go to frankencontn.com on our website. Keep posted. Keep up to date. We're going to start dropping names very soon. We're going to start also dropping some of the activities that are going to be taking place that are going to fill the VIP slots, the VIP times, which will be in the evening after the convention main hall closes. We're going to be having more vendors, more space, more actors, more everything taking place June 9th and 10th, 2023. That's Bride of FrankenCon.
That's right. And now back to the trash. So I appreciate this scene we're going to show because not only do the homeless people melt, but sometimes innocent bystanders because homeless people drip onto the innocent bystander.
I think this is one of the grosser ones just because of the circumstances.
Yeah. I mean, the girl later on, that one's pretty gross, but yes.
So he gets a little splooge on his face. He runs away. And now he's covering it. But it's kind of horrifying because that's his like wife or girlfriend or something. Like they were walking together, and so she's having to watch this. Like,
I love that the cop and the woman just start having an argument about his place in society and her place in society.
I know.
While this guy's face is melting.
Yeah, the cop is my least favorite character. I did not like it. I didn't care.
He does have a badass fight scene later on, but this has to be from like the general concept of like, oh, birds shitting on people. But what would it be like if we got some? Because I'm assuming now we know that. It's not just the viper juice. It's also what it does to your body that turns your innards into liquid acid, much like a xenomorph in Alien.
Yeah. Very much.
It's gross. It's gross as fuck. It's super disgusting. This whole movie just rubbed me the wrong way. I had to pause it halfway through and go watch an episode of Rocko's Modern Life because I felt really bad. And then it happened to be a weird episode of Rocko's Modern Life. Cartoons from that area. It's like Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, yeah.
Then it all felt like it melded together into some weird cartoon street trash. And then I thought street trash would actually make a badass cartoon.
Sounds like Citizen Toxie or whatever.
Yeah, the Toxic Crusaders.
Yeah.
Oh, was that the name of his cartoon?
Yeah, that was the name of the cartoon.
Yeah.
Actually... Hold on. Look at this. Try not to make noise. See? Our good pal Corey got me that for Christmas.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
So nice. The Super 7 has done the cartoon for Toxic.
That's pretty great.
Yeah,
Nice.
they're awesome, and they're doing ultimate figures. So this is the reaction size, and they're doing the ultimate size as well,
Awesome.
which will come out in 16 years because that's the way toys work now.
Yeah.
So the Vietnam guy, like, apparently there's these shots where he's constantly like making out with the older trash lady, and he's like smacking her ass, and
yeah,
but he apparently doesn't have sex with her, and he can't get it up, and she mentions that, and he just beats the fuck out of her at one point.
Yeah.
pretty much.
I do like every kid's Playhouse dream where the kid and his brother live, that you have to go through a car and they live
Yes.
inside a tower of tires.
Yes, it's amazing. It's the best.
It's a cool
I-
hideout.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, I love that hideout, man.
And then we got the slimy guy who runs there's the real slimy guy who runs
big
the
fat-
junkyard.
just kind of gross.
Yeah.
and he's inappropriate, and he tried. There is a lot. There's way too much rapey stuff in this movie, and so he tries to get it on with the leader of the head of the junkyard, the woman
But it's
in
played for
charge.
jokes.
That one is played for jokes, but it's still because
No, the girl in red is not played for jokes.
No.
It's played like a zombie movie. It's
No,
played like-
absolutely. No, this one is played. He's on top of her, and he had what you think is a heart attack, and he just falls.
Oh, he
on
fakes
her.
it, and she's
And
like, "You piece of shit! I thought I was gonna be stuck here."
Yeah, and then he chases her around the room, and I don't know. This movie's weird. If you're easily offended, you probably already stopped watching.
Yeah.
There's one. So there's two more kind of brutal deaths in this movie, and one has to be the greatest explosion I have ever seen. Literally, of a human exploding. This is top tier, and I really give props to the production team on this one because the special effects look absolutely fantastic.
No, the practical effects are top notch. So we'll show you what we're talking about.
Before we show that real quick, I just want to say one of our main characters, the guy with the hat or whatever, there's like him and this guy are kind of sitting on opposite ends of like a tire stack or something like that. And throughout the film, he almost drinks the Viper like 5 or 6 different times. And then something always happens where he doesn't. And I thought that like running kind of gag in the film is actually pretty funny. So
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Ditto.
So here's the fat guy exploding.
I'm still kind of in awe by it. Like, I'm still kind of amazed by how good it looks. This whole movie is also a never drink, kids.
Yeah.
Don't show your kids this movie, because if you drink, you'll be a degenerate, racist, sexist, drunkard who's going to go down a path of sexual depravity, and you'll just end up melting or exploding, one of the two.
Is it Margaret or Charlotte from Chocolate Factory that blows up after drinking the blueberry stuff?
No,
Violet.
Violet. I knew it was
she's-
something.
Yeah.
because she's
That's
turning
very
violet.
shades of that.
You're
Yeah.
Violet.
You're Violet. Yeah. So I don't want to gross Matt out too much. So we're gonna take another break so he can prepare for the
Palate
next scene.
cleanser.
And
Yeah. I need it.
Matt mentioned Carl Gabriel York. If you don't know who that is, we're going to tell you a little bit about him right now.
The underground exploded into the mainstream with the release of Cannibal Holocaust.
Cannibal Holocaust falls into the category of a movie that's so low budget you kind of believe it's real. And then you look at the people they use, and they use real cannibals and like jungle savages when they filmed this.
The film opened in Italy on the 8th of February 1980 and caused uproar. It appeared to show documentary footage where people were beheaded, castrated, and eaten by cannibals. It resulted in it being banned in Italy and Britain. One of the most controversial moments in the film is when the crew discover the impaling of one of the cannibals.
And I've watched the scene over and over with a girl impaled on a pole, and we thought that has to be real.
Blurring the line between fact and fiction had serious consequences for the director when the Italian authorities put him on trial for the murder of the actors.
I didn't know if this was a snuff movie or not, and I was real far away from everybody. There were no SAG reps on the set. There was nobody telling anybody where to stop.
Did we just describe Cannibal Holocaust as a fucking palate cleanser?
I guess
mean,
so.
we didn't. Jeff did.
Jeff did.
Yeah, might have. You might have did that.
No.
Jeff's
Oh, God.
a degenerate.
The unthinkable has occurred.
That's trash talk.
We have literally slipped into depravity. Complete and utter chaos has occurred when Cannibal Holocaust is a palate cleanser.
All right. So the end of this movie has Matt's favorite death, favorite melting scene.
Oh my God. Just go ahead and show it. I can't deal with it.
You have to comment on it.
There's the woman
So
from The Walking Dead.
Yeah, so she drank it, and then something's happening. Oh, and that guy's face is great. Oh no! Don't
Get
jam
your
your
hand on
fingers
your
in
titty.
it. Why?
God, no.
Why?
Use it to burn-
Oh no!
Oh, she's lactating.
She's a squirter.
He's just standing there screaming, "What's happening?"
Richard says she's a squirter. Oh my God.
Now, see, up against the car.
Is
Always
she
got
a
to be up
squirter?
against something.
Or is she an oozer? I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's just next level disgusting. But it does lead to what I think is the best part of the movie, which is the fight scene with the police officer and the ending fight scene. And I wish we could get I wish we would have got clip. His death is magnificent. I mean, okay, so this fight scene, he stabs the cop in the back. And this cop is kicking ass with a bone stabbed into his back.
Yeah. That's the bad guy's weapon. He even sharpens it and has a little holster for it and everything.
Yeah.
Little sheath.
But the battle scene between him and the cop is really solid. And then he goes after the young kid, and the brother is going to help him out. And there's just this whole chase scene within this junkyard, but it's in it looks like Freddy Krueger's lair, kind of.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're battling and they're fighting each other. And eventually the younger brother lands on these CO2 tanks, these huge CO2 tanks. So picture the scene from Freddy versus Jason where he's bombs away, except this is literal bombs away because he slams the back of it off. It goes flying and it goes through this part of his body.
Yeah, it doesn't take, what I love about some of these deaths are they're not normal, right? Like somebody else doing this movie would have been it just takes his head off. But no, it takes all this and his head.
And the upper part of his body falls down, and we see his head, and the eyes are still moving around. You could tell it's an animatronic, and it's done really well. But then they have to put in one more pussy joke because the girl steps over his head, and he's
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. Because she's wearing a dress.
It's gross. It's so gross. The whole thing is so gross. And correct me if I'm wrong. Is that whenever they're talking about the young kid, the younger brother, they talk like he's like 15 or 16, right?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
talk like he's really young.
Yeah, they treat him.
She
seems
almost
a lot
fucks
younger.
him. She
Yeah.
almost has sex with him in this movie. It's weird.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I
I
mean,
mean, the movie is problematic,
he's got a crush on her. I think is the
But
thing.
but they
They kind
are.
of
I
flirt
had a
throughout the
crush
whole
on my
film.
teacher, Miss Talent, whenever I was in high school.
Yeah.
It didn't mean she was tough. It didn't
What are you on, Dawson's Creek?
mean... No, what's that Adam Sandler movie? My Boy or whatever.
Oh, I've
With
never
him
seen.
and with him and Andy Samberg.
Yeah, yeah.
That's my boy.
That's my
That's
boy.
my
yeah.
boy.
Yep.
So yeah, this movie's gross, and it has a lot of inappropriate things in it. And do you want to mention the girl in the red dress, or just say that it probably shouldn't have happened?
It's the
and-
most disturbing part of this entire movie. It's
Yeah.
super. It's really disturbing. It made me really uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's definitely not needed. I think they just kind of wanted, I guess the only thing they would really get out of that is just to show how ferocious kind of like the homeless camp area was around there, because the guys go crazy, but they treat them like animals more than people in this, which I didn't really like that. But back then, who knows what they're going.
Well,
over
and
the top,
we
I
I
guess.
think
her
it's a
body
common.
on
I think
the-
it's a commentary on just how people view them too.
Yeah, I can
But
see
then
that.
they find her naked body on the side of like
No,
the river,
don't talk about
and
it.
the
No,
guy-
no. Stop.
The
Guys, there's
inappropriate mechanic
everything
guy.
in
Yeah.
this movie. Okay, there's body horror. There's face melting. There's a scene where
There's
the
never-
best,
well, yeah.
funniest scene in the movie is a guy gets his dick cut off, and they play hot potato with his dick, and I love that scene. It is the funniest
The
scene
music-
in the movie.
Well, the music is great behind it.
So there's that. There's necrophilia.
Oh,
It's left
didn't
and
even-
right across the board.
we didn't even mention the whole like minor subplot of the like mafia boss and like the parking guy that just random.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
sorry,
valet
it
guy.
got lost in all the melting and fucking and
I
cock
really wish
slicing.
we should have the song that plays at the end of this movie, because it is hilarious. It's the mob boss singing, and it's just funnier now. The credits are great. Yeah, this is a really crazy, wacky movie, but I do suggest, if you like this kind of stuff, if you like depraved,
I
just
would say
depraved
it's
things.
one worth watching for sure, at least once to experience it. But there's no shame turning it off either if you can't handle what it's given you as well.
It's a little long. I mean, like, it's short, but like there's not enough story to really fill in the gaps.
Yeah.
So it just feels like sort of these like little jokes and that take up time, which is fine, but the pacing is a little off. But so it makes the movie feels longer than it is.
yeah.
And that guy's dick is a little off too.
Just a little
what
bit.
I love is he's running around trying to there's people catching it, and the one girl that's in like the queen of the dumpster people, she takes it and puts it underneath her doll's dress and pets it, and then the guy catches her and she throws it, and he's like, I gotta get it on ice. I gotta get it on ice.
Oh yeah, he's just
He's like-
screaming. Well, we didn't mention he got his dick ripped off because of a glory hole. So there's even glory holes in this movie.
Well, he was pissing on the guy's face.
Oh yeah, but it was like a glory hole, wasn't it? I don't know. This movie gets, I don't know. It's crazy. Watch
Yeah.
it.
No.
Also, guys, if you enjoy this, we are a weekly podcast as well. Just look up Night of the Nerdy Laser on any podcatcher, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anything like that, and you'll find us. And we do longer episodes on movies, and we don't pick the same movies. So yeah, if you like us, follow us there. And I guess that's it for this depravity. Depravity? I don't know.
Depravity.
Depravity. Yeah.
Bye, sickos.
Bye. See you next week.